The importance of motivation. Everybody's biggest challenge is being able to have enough motivation to do the things that you know needs to be done. Let's look at what motivation is and the importance of it in different situations. Now, motivation is basically a feeling of movement. And when you're motivated, you want to go from doing one thing to another thing. So most of the time you're going from doing nothing to doing something. This is the main problem when it comes to achieving goals. Is you know that something needs to be done to be able to deliver a specific result. However, that because that feels or you imagine that to be hard work, we don't do that. Therefore, we don't achieve certain tasks and goals. Now, let's look at different situations and how the lack of action and lack of motivation can have negative consequence. Now, in a workplace, for example, if you lack motivation, then a couple of things can happen. Your poor performance will be noted. If that continues on a regular basis and you're unable to deliver on your objectives, then eventually you will be either fired or you'll be go under performance review. That is why it's absolutely essential that when you are in a working environment, that you ensure that your work objectives are giving you the things that you wish to do. And that's something that needs to be an ongoing discussion as part of your development. If you're unable to have activities and tasks that is helping you move your career from A to B at a pace and in a direction that you want, then you're not going to have the motivation to actually go and do the work. And that's why it's incredibly important that you find those things that will help motivate you in the workplace, because with motivation and having a good environment and working on certain things that you wish to work on, as well as the meeting of the needs of the business, you will get high performance. Now let's look at the situation if you're in a classroom. If you're a student, most of the times it's not the inability of the student to understand the material that doesn't allow them to achieve the grades that both the teachers and the student know that this individual is capable of. Most of the time it's the lack of interest and therefore the lack of motivation to want to study the materials. Now, this is important because sometimes students are unable to understand how studying a certain topic to achieve their end goal, and the inability to see that and that connect that is something that can drive the lack of motivation. If you're in an environment, either you're a student or an educator, please find ways to communicate with students to ensure that they understand what their educational aspirations are, and to help them make those connections so they can help, so the increase of motivation is there and the ability to learn the material will naturally go up and hopefully deliver the grades that they're capable of. Thirdly, let's look at lack of motivation in businesses. If you're somebody who wants to work for yourself and who is fed up of working for somebody else, then please don't be under any illusion that this is something easy to do. It's not something I want to put you off by, but however, it's absolutely imperative to understand that if you're going to run your own business, and many business owners out there can vouch for this, is that the motivation and you pushing yourself to deliver on certain things to make your business a success is absolutely critical. If you lack the motivation, you're not going to have a team like you would at work to help tell you what you need to do or to help motivate you. So you need to be a self-starter and being able to help motivate yourself and make sure that you have the right support network to get that motivation to make your business a success. Now, most of the time, people go into businesses, they're working in the business area that is their passion, and that passion helps fuel that motivation. And if that is the case, great. So bear in mind that you need an immense amount of motivation to be able to start your own business and push yourself to do the things that need to be done to get it done. Now, there's no question about the importance of motivation in everything that we do. If you don't have the passion or the motivation to be able to help you do the tasks and actions that you need to get done to achieve certain things, then you're not going to be able to do that. So, if you don't have motivation, whether it's in a work environment, whether it's in a personal capacity, whether it's in a classroom or whether it's in running your own business, please find those environment and those people that can help motivate you and ensure that you are going on the right track and delivering on your goals and achievements.